The CEO was shocked to discover that the flash marriage wife he hated the most was actually the little secretary working by his side every day. He decided to call the wife he had never once contacted, and the secretary's phone suddenly started ringing on the spot. The CEO grabbed her phone in shock and dialed the number again. Only then did he have no choice but to accept the truth. The CEO was instantly furious and stunned, because he had always hated this arranged flash marriage set up by his grandmother. So on the wedding day, he never even showed up. The woman stood alone on the stage, enduring the strange looks coming from every direction. To humiliate her, the CEO even hired a group of male models on purpose, and told her to pick any one of them to finish the ceremony with. But the CEO had never truly understood the girl. He assumed she married him only for the $40,000 bride price. What he didn't know was, she did it to raise money for her grandmother's life-saving surgery. So after finishing that lonely and simple wedding ceremony by herself, she immediately took the money his grandmother gave her, and rushed to the hospital to arrange the surgery. The moment the surgery was over, her phone suddenly rang. It was an urgent call from the company. Apparently the new boss was coming for a surprise inspection, and every employee had to be there. The girl hurried back to the office as fast as she could, but on the way there, she unexpectedly saw the CEO getting shaken down by an old woman on the street. The girl immediately sensed something was off. She not only recorded everything as evidence, but also helped the CEO get his money back. She even joked that he was just a rich sucker with more money than brains. The CEO said she was the first person who ever dared call him a sucker. The girl smugly replied that he wasn't her boss anyway, and even shouted sucker at him again before leaving. The moment she got back to the company, the supervisor specifically reminded everyone that the new CEO would choose one designer to handle the company's biggest project. But when the new CEO finally appeared, the girl froze in complete shock. She couldn't believe it. The rich sucker from earlier was actually her boss. She immediately prayed the CEO wouldn't recognize her. Little did she know, he recognized her the second he walked in. He walked straight up to her, and accurately called out the name on her ID badge. Terrified he would hold a grudge, the girl refused to move her hands away, and awkwardly lied that her face had broken out badly, because she didn't want to scare him. But the CEO laughed and said he had seen it all before, and wasn't afraid of a few pimples. As he spoke, he reached out to pull her hands away. The girl could only awkwardly greet him. To her surprise, the CEO decided to hand the project over to her. Later, the girl nervously walked into the CEO's office. Sure enough, the CEO immediately started getting back at her. He demanded that she hand in 10 proposals before tomorrow, or she could pack up and leave the company. Even though the girl was furious, she could only grit her teeth and obey. Soon, everyone else in the company had already gone home, but the girl was still sitting at her desk, working overtime late into the night. Just then, the CEO was about to leave work. When he noticed the girl still buried in work, his face instantly filled with confusion. The CEO truly didn't expect the girl to work this hard. That was when the assistant finally told him that the girl had been living a really difficult life. In order to pay for her grandmother's medical bills, she had always worked tirelessly without complaint. Even after all that hard work, she was still drowning in $40,000 worth of debt. Hearing all this, the CEO immediately thought of his flash marriage wife, who had agreed to marry a complete stranger, just for the $40,000 bride price. But the girl standing before him would rather work with her own hands to pay off her debts. He couldn't help but sigh. These two women were complete opposites.